The 9-year-old boy, who police say shot her by accident, has now been convicted on 2 charges.
Last August, Baltimore police found Nikayla had been shot in the head on the porch of her parents' home on Leonard Street. The investigation found a 9-year-old had been showing his grandmother's gun to a group of friends when it discharged. The handgun was registered in April Gaskin's name and stored on the floor of her bedroom closet. She's now being found guilty of reckless endangerment and firearm access by a minor. Sentencing is scheduled for September 14th.
Well, testimony in the trial of a teenage squeegee worker accused of shooting and killing a man will resume tomorrow after both sides delivered opening statements today.
Now, prosecutors argued Timothy Reynolds was outnumbered and outmaneuvered when he was shot 5 times while walking away from a group of squeegee workers last July. They played a combination of CCTV, dashboard, and police body camera footage for the jury. The defense took another route, calling it a case of road rage and claiming Reynolds was the one who provoked the attack.
He is just an out of control, enraged monster to these young people. And so that's what we saw, that's what we had tried to establish here today, that Mr. Reynolds was fully enraged and that the attack was unprovoked.
Now, prosecutors called on 2 eyewitnesses, a UPS driver and a commuter, who both said they saw the shooting while stopped at a light near the corner of Light and Conway Streets. They said Reynolds swung the baseball bat once and never hit anyone. The judge says this trial should wrap up sometime next week.
Well, tonight the Brooklyn community is speaking out about what they need to feel safe and heal 2 weeks after a mass shooting that killed 2 and injured 28 others.
Now, 11 News reporter Kim Dacey was at a community meeting tonight where they discussed just that. She joins us now live at City Hall. Kim, community members talked about the changes that they want to see.
Yeah, that's right, Kai. And there were a lot of city officials and agencies there to listen to what the Brooklyn community needs now and into the future.
Because of the shooting, good things are happening. I hate to say it like that. Sometimes things happen and change comes about.
Stephanie White has lived in Brooklyn for 20 years. She's never seen anything as bad as the mass shooting on July 2nd, but she's hopeful it will bring about real change. One positive, a meeting Tuesday evening facilitated by the Baybrook Violence Reduction Team between the community, city officials, nonprofits, and others who might be able to help.
It's always important to listen to individuals talk about not just what their needs, but what they've heard or what has been helpful for them, so we can really be expanding it.
Cameras were not allowed inside the meeting, but we sat in and listened as organizers presented the results of surveys from Brooklyn residents. They responded to questions like, what makes things difficult for you? Feeling unsafe was at the top of the list, along with things like cost of living and food access. They also listed their top priorities for the community. State Senate President Bill Ferguson heard them loud and clear.
Number 1 was they want to see more police. Residents want to feel safe. Fundamentally, if people don't feel safe, nothing else matters. And so there was a desire to have more coverage, more police officers on site. And secondly was an investment in youth, giving young people an opportunity to do something productive.
He says at the state level, they can provide resources to support local agencies that make these changes. Residents say the key is making sure resources and investments stay well after the immediate fallout from the shooting.
It's going to take time, but it also needs us to stay together and work together for the long haul. It's going to take time. Nothing happens overnight.
Governor Wes Moore also addressed the Brooklyn mass shooting today, saying his entire administration is focused on deploying state resources to help law enforcement and finding ways to bring justice and peace to that community. Reporting live at City Hall, Kim Dacey, WBAL TV 11 News.